that the original glass out of it?
Yes. Still has a little damage here. Looks like somebody sandblasted it.
Yeah. It's pretty typical, isn't it? For an old windshield.
This is all original, re-chromed. Hood handles original. Reproductions. Bumpers are. It had Nerf bars when my dad first had them.
So tell us what we're looking at here. It's a
This will be a 1957 356A Speedster.
Yeah.
Type 1.
Type 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're, and how did you come to acquire this thing?
So this was bought by my dad when he was in the service in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Late 60s, I'd say 68, 69. I think he bought it for like $500 as like a junker.
Yeah.
He put a six-cylinder Corvair engine in it. Like 140 horsepower, somewhere around there. And
so it originally had a 4-cylinder in it?
Yeah, original. That's what it would come with a Porsche 4-cylinder.
Okay.
I don't know if he bought it with an engine or not, probably not. And him and my mom drove it around Hawaii for a little while. Me and my sister were born there, and I was about 9 months old when they moved to Florida. So they shipped this car over there, over to Florida, Fort Myers Beach. It was damaged. The Navy had damaged it a little bit for some reason, and I had to put in a claim. This is the story I was told. And then it always sat in our garage over there, kind of dilapidated and didn't run. I think it ran maybe 1 year there.
Right.
So it sat in our garage. I remember our cat had kittens in it. It was always just sitting there. So whenever we would move, my dad would drag this thing along with us. It had a tow bar, no bumpers. It had in it, and it was just like a dilapidated car. Me and my sister used to just play in it and whatnot. And then wherever we would move, the car would get towed along with us. And it would always end up in the garage where we were.
Right.
I never saw it run.
Right.
Because I was young then. My mom remembers driving in it and stuff like that. Up in Inglewood, it was actually stolen one time.
Really?
And then recovered. My dad had made a deal with some guy, and he was going to sand it down and paint it, do a little body work and whatnot. The guy skipped town. The car was... We went around town and we found it in the back of like an old shop. You know, somebody had taken it from him or whatever, the guy who was supposed to do the work. And
wow.
And there was like a police report and everything, so we got it back. And then it just sat here in this shop for a long time till I got it when my father passed. Yeah. So I immediately shipped it up to South Carolina. And I had some metal work done. There was a guy who worked on Volkswagen buses, and I have a bunch of Volkswagen buses. I just didn't have time to work on this. I was working on those. So he did all the metal work. He had it up there about 6 years. I would just send him money every so many months when he did so much work on it.
Right.
And then finally he said, okay, it's done. So I went up there, got it. It wasn't really done.
Right.
So I found some more problems. I welded on it some more, took out some rust. And once that was all done, I shipped it up to, or drove it to Wauchula, Florida, and they actually dipped the whole car and completely got rid of all the rust. So it came back as a shiny piece of metal.
Wow.
And so like immediately I epoxy primed it so it wouldn't start flash rusting.
Right.
And then just started doing some more of the body work.
And that was within the last couple of years, right?
That was, yeah, I got it back probably last 4 years. And
right.
then got it to where I could do it, body work, as far as I could go.
Right.
And then I found some guys in Port Charlotte, and they kind of finished it up for me.
Right.
And sprayed it. Yeah. But while they had it, and they only had it for a few months, I was rebuilding the engine,
right.
Sending all the stuff to the machine shop, you know, getting all the parts for the engine, putting the engine back together, get it on a test stand, get it running, just collecting parts, rebuilding the suspension,
right.
sandblasting everything, painting everything, new bushings,
right.
You know, basically new everything. All the parts, like suspension, bushings, or rubber parts, any seals like that, they all reproduced for this year, so you can get all that stuff. So yeah. That's what I did, replaced all the, start putting it back together.
Yeah. Where'd you get the engine and transmission from?
The transmission was in it, it's not original. The engine I found off eBay. It was in Orlando. The guy had blown it up. It was in a coupe and it thrown a rod bearing, so I bought it and then just rebuilt it all. First engine I ever rebuilt.
Sweet.
It has almost 300 miles on the rebuild now. Running perfect, so we're gonna go
doing the
put some more
shakedown.
miles on it.
Yeah.
And continue the break-in. I'm gonna pull it out again and retorque the heads. Change the oil.
Well, they did a good job on the paint, didn't they?
There's some imperfections.
Is that a Porsche color?
It's actually Mercedes-Benz.
It's a Mercedes color.
So it's a German color.
And the wheels, are they?
The wheels
Tell me
are
about the wheels.
aluminum.
Reproductions?
Originally it would have steel wheels, but these are aluminum. They're kind of knockoffs, copies of Techno Magnesio wheels, which I really like, but they're pricey. This was kind of never meant to be this nice. I just wanted to get it driving. Just get it running, get it driving, and just have fun with it.
Sure.
So it kind of came out a little bit better than I wanted. So now I'm like a little leery of it.
Yeah.
Parking it next to things.
Yeah,
and
you're too
whatnot.
scared
I don't get
now.
dense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still gonna just be a driver. So
Well, yeah. I mean,
enjoy it.
I don't want to overlabor the whole point, but this is the real McCoy. It's not a kit car. It's not a. This is the real thing, right?
Yeah, this is all steel.
Yeah.
From the factory.
It's a beautiful thing. Let's take a look at the engine. Good idea.
So this, I think this car would have normally had a 1600 in it, normal. And this is built to SC or not super, SC specs. So, and it has a little bit bigger pistons and jugs. So this is actually a 1720cc. It's, you know, probably a little over 100 horsepower.
Right.
I think it would have had between 60 and 70 something stock. So pretty good jump. The car
Sure.
weighs about 1,500 pounds, so really light.
Yeah.
So get that kind of horsepower. It's pretty spirited, pretty fun to drive.
Good.
It does have disc brakes all the way around instead of the original drums.
It had drums originally?
Yeah, all drums. I didn't really want to deal with drums. I've had a bunch of other cars with drums,
Right.
and disc is just
Not
the
really
way
the
to
best
go,
deal,
so,
is it?
Yeah, just a little bit safer on the road, stuff like that.
Right.
So I wanted to be a driver. I don't want to restore a concourse or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, the next person can do that if they want.
Right.
But I mean, this thing was so rusty, it was literally about to fall in two pieces.
Yeah.
So I consider like I saved this from not ever being on the road again. So now it's on the road. There's another one saved,
Yeah.
and so we can enjoy it.